Incredible, untouchable, indestructible, Michigan impossible, incredible, physically untouchable.
Hello?
Only Patty.
Yes, only Patty will forget to put the link in the email.
Yes, indeed. That's how we're gonna start this. It's okay. It's gonna go beautiful after this.
That's what's gonna happen. I like that confidence.
Absolutely. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm good. Look good. You look good.
Oh well, thank you. I'm trying. Well, you always look good. You be looking sharp, girl.
Thank you. You're so funny.
All right, y'all. It's your girl PJ Dakota. This is Say What Show, and my special guest is Tiffany Gaines out of LA. What up, though, Tiffany?
How are you? I'm super excited to be on the show.
Thank you. I thank you so much for agreeing to do it. We've took us a minute to get this together, but we got it together.
Man, we got it. We got it together. Yes, we did.
Yes. So your day going good so far?
Absolutely. It's just halfway through. I
Oh,
still
okay.
have until the evening. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we won't hold you long. Let's get you through these questions. Everybody that don't know who Tiffany Gaines is, she is Superwoman, Wonder Woman of the world of the music, and she is founder and CEO of SS Global Entertainment, and like a whole bunch of other positions. When you read her resume, man, she wear a lot of hats. And so my first question to you is, why you wear so many hats, girl?
You know what? As a child, I was asked a long time ago, what do you want to be when you grow up? And that question is so hard because, back then you're like, well, I want to be a princess. I want to be a queen. I want to have superpowers, right? But then when you put things into real, true perspective, eventually you're like, wait, what do I want to be?
Right.
So, the entertainment industry is so broad. So there's so many different ways that you can tap in. And once you get to, the company's called Shared Success Global. So I've always been on a path of sharing success. The only way I could do that, is I have to just network and make conversations real and help people. And eventually all of a sudden I know 5,000 plus people. Right. So, yeah. From a manager to a publicist to now a best-selling author, but before that, CEOs and all the executive C-suite titles. When you start that route, you usually pretty much pick up the same level of seniority. So yeah, my partner is taking over and helping. Yeah, they're just titles. We're all slaves.
The truth of it all, put away carpet, the curtain, that's what it is, y'all slaves.
Yes. Yeah. A good, but you know what do they call managers? Glorified assistants. Like
there you go.
just it sounds better. Right. So I'll take that.
You take that. Okay.
I will take that.
No, but you definitely gotta be have some type of superpower to do all what you do. And I feel you on that. Any out of all of that, is any of them your strongest thing?
Well, I mean, they forget to say mother.
Oh, okay.
Right. I think that when you can be a mother as well as the other half of somebody, right? Or I call mine's, he's my better half. But of course, my children, I think if I want to give priority to anything, it's going to be making sure that I balance between them. But if I'm going to pick business wise, of course, it's SS Global. It's the umbrella to everything.
Nice. Okay. Now you said SS Global. The meaning of it was, because there was a meaning behind it.
Yeah, Shared Success Global.
And why that title?
Man, the industry is filled with a lot of people trying to grab, step on necks, backs to climb to the top. And unfortunately, I saw that from, discernment, obviously. And I realized, wow, this is not the route that I want to take. Is there a different way? So I started offering my time, my energy, and my efforts to people who were already doing things. And all of a sudden I started seeing that it was reciprocated well. I said, you know what? I'm not going to even charge for some of these services that I'm providing for some of the biggest execs of the business at the time. And from there, I saw the value in just sharing as opposed to trying to be the number one individual in a field.
Good. And I agree with what you're saying, because there's a lot of individuals that's, similar positions as you, and they charge you left an arm and a leg, and then you don't get the true meat and potatoes as an independent artist. Like, I come to somebody, hey, and how do you this, how you whatever, and they like, hey, I can give you that information. Well, that's going to cost you $500. That's going to cost you this, and then I if I got anything, I still didn't even understand what it was I got, why I got it, how does it fit into what I'm trying to do. And I think that's the difference that makes you stand out so much. As for me, as me being myself, PJ DAKOTA being a client, you give me the answers. I ask, you give me the, what I'm saying? You show me the directions of why we should do this way, the purpose of it, what I'm missing, the pieces that I'm missing, all that you provide that. And I think that's awesome that you do that with your company, because man, there's so many people out there that just, to me, just perpetrating and not really helping artists, especially independent artists.
Right. And you know what? That's just confirmation that my blueprint actually works. There's a difference between when someone teaches a student and they really want them to learn and grasp the concept, then that turns into an individual who can become a teacher later on in life. But if you're just a leader and what you want to do is you want to keep them coming back to you, then you're going to do the same. You're going to commit to that same concept in business. You're going to say, well, you know what? I don't want to just give you everything. I don't want to educate you to where you know it all. Right. I want to just give you enough to where you keep coming. But with me, it's like a lifetime. It is a lifetime membership, and I don't charge for my consultations. I'm open and available to anyone who has questions. So it's more of an educational platform. And I feel like the industry needs that. So that's why I stand out. Because people are, they're more so willing to say, no, pay me every month, pay me every year, pay me so there's always a consistent, some sort of subscription based fee, right?
Right.
Versus with me, I'm more so, hey, if you want me to be your accountability partner, then just give me some effort and I'm going to give you that and that much more. And I think we work well together in a, cohabitating space where we all know what we need to do to become better, right?
Yeah.
That's what we are as humans. I don't think a lot of people just don't realize it. We're really not supposed to be comparing each other as far as status and levels. We're really not. You don't look down. You can learn from a homeless person. You don't know their life. You don't know their experience, what they've been through. And it's the same thing for any level of a field. Okay. It really, if you apply that concept in your mind and your mentality, you'll start learning from children. That's to show you we are all equal. We just need to learn how to use our powers, right? We'll just say powers for now.
Now the 2 million artists that you work with right now.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah. If you guys could just get a glimpse of her schedule, it's crazy. Do you feel that the artists are listening to you? Like
it's just like, that's a great question.
Go ahead.
And I will answer it the way I feel a parent would answer how their children, right? If you have 10 to 15, okay, let's not say 10 to 15, let's say 3 to 5 children.
Okay, yeah, you don't want to say 10 to 15.
Right. But if you have 3 to 5 children, I mean, is it fair when someone asks you, so do your children listen to you? How do you really respond to that, right? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they see more during certain periods of times. And sometimes but they always know. Here's the thing, they always come back.
Okay. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, always. I have seen artists leave 2-3 years because my contracts are for a lifetime. So as long as you don't terminate the contract, you can go off. It's non-exclusive, and you can use other distributors. You can use other servicing, from different locations and people, but they come back always. They're like, Tiff, I don't know what I was thinking. Why did I do that? I'm back.
I bumped my head. So where do we leave off at? Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So you guys, I'm one of her children. and I don't listen at all.
Oh my goodness. Are we gonna tell them about your name, or are we gonna leave that out?
We can tell it. I don't care.
Man, okay, for those listening, I call her only Patty because sometimes there's certain things that I ask and I expect from her and she does it her way and it doesn't come back quite right. So I just say only Patty. Only Patty. That is the established name for you.
Yes,
You are
yes,
now.
I am. So you guys see me walking around with only Patty. That's where it comes
But
from.
you know what? Your talent just overrides all of that. So
well, thank you. Whew, something got good out of that conversation right there.
yes, indeed.
And y'all, it's not really that I do anything my way. I'd be like lost and confused, and I'd be guessing at how I'm supposed to do that paperwork, and
Oh my God.
and then
But okay,
on a prayer, be like, I'm gonna send this to Tiffany and them, and hope it be right. Be knowing it be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's wrong.
Oh my goodness! But tell the truth, Patty. Do not. I give templates and detailed descriptions and emails, and I'll be like, let's schedule a call. We're going to go over this together. And somehow, Patty, you're like, so I still didn't do it right, huh? And
well, my argument with your template is it read a certain way, and I'll be like, I don't really think that's what they mean, what they say. And then we do it your way, and you be like, that ain't what that. I'll be like, dude, I got other artists, and I'll be like, didn't y'all think that's what they meant when they said that? And like, that's the same area I got messed up when I turned mine in. I'm telling you, we be having this other side conversation. I'll be like, they need to change her template. It's just like that is
too much.
It is. That's what be going down, man. And we just get it wrong every time.
You are something else. No, but you got it down now. So
I do not watch. I'm about to turn in some paperwork.
I tried to give you a way out, and you still told on yourself.
I'm telling myself all day long, y'all. I'm about to turn in some paperwork, and it's probably gonna be wrong. And it was sad about it. I was just doing singles, y'all. I'm about to turn in the whole album.
Oh no.
10 songs all wrong.
We will get through it. That's the thing, though. We will get through it regardless. We're going to take our time. Even if we have to schedule 20 calls, we're going to get it right. So that's the difference.
Yeah, and you guys hear that? She means that. She's she's really truthful with, all right, Patty, let's reschedule you again. I'm going to be available on Wednesday at 3, Or y'all, this is the ultimate, y'all. I'll never get it right. She be like, at 3 o'clock. Okay, wait a minute. That your time or my time? Okay, that's 3 hours. 3, 4, 5. So that means 7 my time. Then I have to ask her, is that right? Even though it is my time. It's crazy, y'all. We're gonna
get it right one day.
I'm just gonna have to move to LA just so I can just be in the same time zone with her, and I won't have that problem. That's what I'm gonna have to do.
But you'll still be on the Exactly. You'll be like, I am in LA, huh?
Same time, Patty. Same time.
Yes, indeed. Oh my goodness.
Now, it also says that you're a publicist.
Yes.
You publicist work too? I didn't know that.
I am. What comes with being, I'm the VP of a marketing and media agency, and also obviously SS Global, we offer marketing services and PR. So naturally, I have to be associated with a lot of people in the industry that provides those level of servicing, right? Mm-hmm. From marketing to PR to other publicists. So I have a huge network. I'm actually partnered or contracted or an affiliate with 76 different companies or individuals combined. Yeah, so it's a huge conglomerate when you put it together, but it's really only handled by me. It's everyone has the direct relationships. Yes, exactly. So, I just said, you know what? So I'm a publicist too. If you want to retain me as your, but I don't allow artists, especially when they're like, okay, Tiffany, so I just signed on as your client for distribution. So I'm ready to be, your client and you can be my publicist. I'm like, well, hold on.
Right.
We haven't even released your music. We don't know the potential yet. We're not quite there yet as far as you being a public figure. So let's go through the process first. So that's the thing with me. I do not entertain someone who wants me to potentially be their publicist unless I see true promise, because I love to over deliver, and I don't want, anyone to be disappointed.
Oh yeah. No, and I like that as well. Is because you're like, nope. We still have baby steps because as artists, we thinking like we need everything right now. We need it all. And you're like, no, you don't even need the management right now. Just put the song out, do these 5 steps that I told you to do 6 months ago, and see what the numbers are. And and me as the artist again, I see that I went, oh, I get it.
Yes.
So I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot in this year, maybe year and a half now. I've been with SS Global. I've learned a lot from you, Tiffany. Thank you so much for.
Yes, indeed. You've been on the charts. You're starting to make money every month. You are one of the success stories. So yes.
I take that. But it's a lot of hard work, y'all. Don't be fooled by it. It ain't about just sign up and then all of a sudden it's going on. It's a lot of hard work beforehand and even after, once we came on board. But for me as an artist, this has probably been my best decision with any company ever. And I mean that with everything.
I love that.
There's a lot. I feel comfortable. I sleep at night. I ain't worried about somebody stealing my money or not doing what they need to do. You hold, I hold you accountable and you be there. You be like, hey, let's fix that. Why it's not working? That's whatever. So I love that about your company all day.
Thank you. I love it.
Now let's talk about this book. This your first one, right?
It is. Shared Success Blueprint, everything you need to know to make it in business. First week out, it went number 1 on Amazon.
Okay.
Let me tell you, I was literally just telling my other half the other day, never think that what you're doing today won't impact what you're doing or getting ready to do in the future. Right?
Okay.
So keep in mind, I have nearly 5,000 artists now and 59 record labels. I'm getting ready to be on my 60th in a few days. And when it comes to building a network so large, when an email blast goes out, or if I advertise something like, guess what, I got a book, the outpouring of love and support just comes all at once. And that's not something that, I had to beg for. It's not something that I had to say, hey, you think you can, it literally was so embraced and welcomed. And it was overwhelming, but it was such a clear understanding of what support and sharing your success and teaching and being there for people really does when you do need them for something,
Yeah.
So the book is a series. I'm actually working on the second book. Yes, indeed. So it's going to be very similar to the Art of War. Like there's the Art of War, then there's the management series. So I'm going to do the next books. They're just going to be different topics. So it's always going to be Shared Success Blueprint, but then it'll be like, the manager's edition or the publicist edition, or maybe for vice presidents, C-levels, C-suites, or it could be social media in general, marketing 101. So I'm super excited.
I'm super excited. I've read a couple of the chapters so far. I like it. I have a really long flight coming up, and so I will be finishing up your. I got the downloaded version, but I will. I will be paying for the signed book version that says "To Only Patty" from Tiffany.
Yes, indeed. I'm going to put that to Only Patty. Absolutely. And I thank you for investing in the book. It kind of feels, it's not me to say, hey, did you want to buy this? If I could, I would give everybody in the world that in my world a book myself. I just don't know who's who, where are they at this life. But it's full circle, and I wouldn't want to take away anyone's blessings, because I am one to literally confirm when you invest in someone's future, even if it's $5, $10, you gave advice, whatever you do, it's going to come back full circle.
Yeah.
So I always encourage you to make that leap of faith from just a little investment, even to large. You never know what's going to come back.
Oh yeah, exactly. So take a minute again and promote that one more time, because I got a couple people online listening. So
no, you didn't. Only Patty.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and promote that one more time so they know that they need, because all these people that's watching, indeed. I work with them. They were artists either I work with in the studio, or they want to work with me now. And the advice that I give them is based off my years of experience and meeting people like you and other people down the line. And I want them to know, y'all, I don't hang around bad people. I hang around great people. And they give
That's
me
right.
great advice, and I'm sharing that with you because I feel you're worthy of this information. So everybody that's watching and listening, the information that we talk about today is legit. And you've been in this, you be in it so long, and you've been down the roads of the promoters and all that type of stuff, and so now everybody's real skeptical. Like whatever, here goes somebody else, whatever. And I'm like, no, y'all, this legit. So then you get that reputation. Well, hey, go see Patty. Go see Patty. All right, y'all want to see me, and I'm telling y'all. So the information that she's giving, if you guys can download it, or purchase it, whatever, I'm telling y'all, it's worth the. I don't remember how much it was. I leave that all up to
15.
you.
I've been seeing it for $15. It's some $9.99. The Kindle version is a little cheaper. And I mean, it's everywhere. I think they kind of, it's getting ready to be at over 40,000 online locations.
Wow.
So every day, oh yeah, every day it slowly catches on to another retail.
Nice,
It's pretty
nice.
cool.
Well, you guys, this is Tiffany Gaines. Go ahead and promote your book.
Yes, indeed. Shared Success Blueprint, everything you need to know to make it in business. And this is really just an introduction of who I am as an executive, how I came into the world of the industry. But it does talk very briefly about myself and what I had to commit to doing, or what I had to shift in terms of my mentality, with these negative connotations that come with the industry, what I witnessed. So I do speak a little bit of that. And then I just pretty much tell you, look, this is the advice that I'm giving you. This is what you need to focus on in any industry you work on, or you work in, excuse me. And then again, look out for the series, which is going to break it down into niches. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that real soon.
So there you guys go. And it's important that you guys listen to what she's saying, is because I'm always coming on and I give a little nuggets as well. I do a little post and I talk about either being a manager or knowing how to do ASCAP and being mine. I be a little stuff that artists, these independent artists are lacking. There's a lot of them out there right now that still don't have that set up. And it's not an easy thing, especially if you're not computer, into the computer setups and all that type of stuff. But my problem is they like, hey, I went downtown and I did a DBA. Now I'm a company. Okay, yeah, you a company on paper. You might have bought your little, rented out a little building or whatever. Now you got a location, brick and mortar of your business. But it's so much more to wearing that hat and that title to say you're a CEO. There's so much more to just being an artist because you went in the studio and wrote a song and recorded it. It's so much more to it, and I believe these artists are missing those pieces. So I'm ecstatic and very excited that you're breaking it down the way that you are. So everybody, you guys make sure you guys go like her page and just follow her so you guys can be on the lookout for these gems that she's dropping, because it's really important nowadays being an independent artist and being successful in this industry. The dog-eat-dog world of the industry has not changed. It's still out there. You guys have to be ready for it. So Tiffany is definitely somebody you guys need to know and follow her.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. You know what, Patty, I do want to touch on just a little bit more. I feel like that topic that you just brought up is so crucial for not only an artist, but just a person looking to grow in any field. When you look at yourself as a brand, you are also a business. This is true. But if you look at, let's say you have this great product, which most people say, look, I got this album, I got this music, I got this talent, whatever it is that they have, this skill, and you wrap it all pretty in a bow and it's ready to be exposed to the world. Don't forget, let's say it's Apple, let's say it's an iPhone or one of these popular Androids. If you have this product, what are you going to do to get that product out to the masses? There's so many different levels. Even if you open up a business and you got you secured a building, I mean, there needs to be a register. There needs to be a decorative outlook, right? You need to have a welcome sign, an open and close. It's just the small, minute details, all the way to, don't forget electricity. Don't forget the bathroom needs to be clean. So we need to really put that into perspective, because people want to jump so quickly from just released to famous, and it's not, or a public figure.
Yeah.
It's not realistic. But if you focus on baby steps and really create that blueprint, that's why that blueprint is so important. Then eventually you're going to look back after a few years and go, wow, you know what, I've grown. And that's what success is. People think success is when you're at the top, but progress is actually success, consistent progress.
Exactly. Totally agree. Totally agree. Classes on individuals on how to start a business. And like you said, it was any type of it. It didn't matter what it was. Then it was about that foundation, like you're saying, having, you know, if you got staff, being able to communicate with your staff, you know, being able to know who your client is, you know, the proper place to have the building, you know, your traffic flow, all of that. And you had to break each one of those. And it was like, they didn't realize they were doing those type of things automatically just on go. You know, like I got a business and I'm gone. Here we are. We opened up today.
Right.
Writing down, like, did you know you did this and this? And they're like, dang, I didn't know I did all that. They was like, dude, that's, you know, that'd be the importance that when we used to, we still do. We push the whole thing about business plans. We're like, dude, if you did a business plan, you'd see your company before you actually did it on paper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like now take those steps that you wrote down and put them in motion on every day when you open up. And you're like, oh, wow, I didn't know I needed that. I didn't know that. And so I just push it all the time, y'all. It's a process to this, and you guys can be successful. You are talented, and I still push the whole. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it. You know, but just keep. You know what I'm saying? But it's about having a good team behind you, and people that believe in you and support you in the direction. And for me, SS Global is that company. So thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love that.
Yep. So some other things I know recently, I think you was seen on the Forbes list. Is that one of them?
Yes, indeed. Forbes next 1000 list. Nice. Super excited about that. You know, I made a joke about it and said, and it was actually this year, I said, if I ever make the Forbes list, I'll just retire. But that, man, let me tell you, I put that into perspective and was like, no. Now that I'm on the Forbes list, that makes me push even further. Like, okay, so what else can I be on? You know, what else can I work towards? And that kind of, I corrected myself, you know, in my mentality and was like, no, there's just because it might be one of the highest levels of media, you know, you still do not stop because there's ink, right? There is Huff Post that you might want to be covered by. There's so many different contributor opportunities that I want to be a part of because I just got connected with entrepreneurs. So now I officially am a contributor with them.
Nice.
So there's so many different angles to this as a writer. You know, that's how I started really into this, coming into this music industry is from writing. So if I could give advice from just this Forbes list honoree situation alone, it would be, listen, I don't care how high, even if you got yourself a Grammy, it does not mean stop there. It means next project.
Right.
What else can we do? You know, to make sure that we stay on this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's every year too, because the Forbes list is every year. And there's so many different levels of Forbes. Right.
Well, I ended up learning about the billboards. There was so many levels to that. And I was like, oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay, I get it now. You know, that's what I'm saying. Being a part of your company is open up. It's like stuff you hear about, you dream about, you see about. Oh man, maybe one day, and all of a sudden here I am with the opportunity to be part of it, and then realize it's way bigger than what I thought. And I'm like, oh wow,
right?
Okay.
Absolutely. But you know what? Some people do get it confused though. Some people are like, okay, so now I'm on the Billboard or I'm on the actual Billboard charts, so I should be able to get a deal now, like and get like a few million, right? Yeah. I'm looking at them like, calm down about 50 notches for one. Okay. Right. Wait a minute.
Bring it down.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But you know what? This is something that I want to get out. And as many times as I could speak to somebody about this, I think this is important to know the difference between marketing and PR.
Yep.
A lot of people secure marketing packages and they might even deal with a publicist and they get some great PR. But if you don't know the difference between the two, you're going to be disappointed. For example, marketing is calculated results. So if let's just say you paid for maybe ads right? Ads through YouTube or ads through Spotify or whatever the case may be. So these are calculated the results that this dollar amount is going to equal that many views, that many streams, right? So you can go, okay, this is a great investment. But PR, if you're looking for PR, that's just exposure.
Yep.
Right. So exposure is, well, if I put you on a radio station, someone hears you, that's exposure. If I put you on a magazine cover or a spread, that's exposure. But some people are like, well, how come I'm in this magazine and I'm on this radio show, but I don't have millions of streams?
Right.
You know, so they need to understand you have to have a balance of the two. Otherwise, a lot of these bad reviews are being written about people for the wrong reason. And that's what I noticed that come from a lot of some of my counterparts, my business partners and whatnot. There's, Tiffany, how do you not have these things written about you? And I have it all over the place. And I'm like, you know what? You have to explain what your client is purchasing so that they can never come back and say, well, you never told me that.
Right.
Right. So educate yourself or get an exact depiction of what you're purchasing so you have complete clarity, and then you will never be disappointed because you're going to go, okay, great. I got a balance of marketing over here, and then I'm going to have some PR here. Okay, good. Now we should be set. Right. Mm-hmm. Once I learned that many years ago, yeah, I was able to outsource the right way because I was really upset too in some of the deliveries. And then one of my mentors actually broke it down to me. And we don't have all that time to be able to break it down the way he did, but it's that's all of it in a nutshell.
Okay, makes sense. Mm-hmm. I hear that. Let me say hello to Jeff. Christine Campbell is on here.
Hello.
Mel, how you guys doing? You guys got any questions? Type it in. We'll make sure we ask you before she gets off. I see that you work with what's the guy's name?
Oh, you said what's the guy's name?
What's the guy's name?
Who?
Rick Ross.
Well, yes, the real Rick Ross. Freeway Rick Ross.
Yes, Freeway Rick Ross.
Absolutely.
How did that come about?
It came about. A good friend of mine, Suave Churchill, and well, he goes by Suave. His name is Ernest Churchill. He asked me many years ago, Tiffany, I would love for you to entertain managing Rick. He was one of the Freeway Boys, if you know the story, during the time. And I said, well, you know, I don't really know how that will fit into my purpose. I couldn't see me being a manager of an ex-drug kingpin, but I saw the vision and I saw, you know what, everyone deserves a second chance. I saw that he was illiterate at 28 and he taught himself how to read, and he, you know, he went in literally, I believe he only knew his name and his mother's name.
Okay.
Could understand. So him and his cellmate, they went back and forth with flashcards, all that good stuff. And I'm thinking, wow, I could think about literacy programs. I could think about, you know, speaking engagement, so on and so forth. And so I said, yeah, let me give it a try. And that was in 2012. So we've been going strong back and forth. We have a great management team, you know, shout out to CC and Echo and, you know, many others, Chris. There's people that have came and gone, of course. Phyllis is still here. There's quite a few phenomenal people. And, you know, we couldn't have done it without each other. Of course, his other half, she's been the backbone of everything from day one. So I'm just happy to be a part of his world. You know, he's an accomplished best-selling author as well. He is a philanthropist now. He's a legal cannabis license holder now. I mean, there is so much greatness that's happening with him, and he's a good person. Everyone who meets him says, wow, I didn't know he was that cool. Yeah. You know, you think extra kingpin, you think, oh, this guy is probably scary and oh my goodness, hard to talk to. Yeah, but not at all. Rick is probably one of the kindest guys that anyone could ever meet.
Yeah, I think I caught one of you guys online interviews, and it was really cool to hear him talk.
Yes.
But the thing about the title of your or the name of your company, he is that. you know, to
Yes.
success. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he's taking his, you know, what he's groomed over these years, and he's sharing it with the world, and is doing well. So I know that's cool that you took that upon yourself to do. So yeah, congratulations
Yeah.
with that venture.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I think you had a recent interview, the latest one, because I know Forbes was this one, but I think you just had something else, didn't you?
You know what? I wouldn't know which one because a lot of these interviews are done ahead of time, maybe
Ah,
two to
okay,
three
got
months before. Yeah, I've some of the interviews that I've done last year haven't even came out yet, and they're rolling out as we speak. So
Okay, then I can't remember what the latest one, but it was something I was like, man, she is all over the place. You becoming
yeah,
global. You becoming global, girl.
yeah. I started, November November 2020. That's when I decided to go global because a lot of people are like, wow, now we're starting to see you. And to be honest, I could have went global 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, but
Oh,
I really was focused on my clients.
okay.
And now that I'm in the position that I'm in, and a lot of my mentors have actually either stepped down or maybe they're fighting for another wave. I
Mm-hmm.
saw it as a chance as, you know what, let's win together. Let me go global. And in order for me to help the company take its rank that it deserves,
Mm-hmm.
I needed to be able to go global, get the company global, get verified. So that's what's happening. I mean, we got SS Global verified now on Facebook. Of course, I'm verified now on Facebook. And I haven't tried Instagram yet or Twitter. I don't even know if Twitter is still doing that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it just establishes the company, so it's been less than a year. We're already here. We got covered by Forbes. I think we're doing okay. I think we're
Exactly.
doing okay.
I think you
Yes,
guys
indeed.
recently had another #1 album out though, didn't y'all?
Yes, it's been really, we've been blessed. Um, One of my business partners, Eric Jones, he is the CEO of Amada Records. he we have this huge network of DJs, and what we do is we just push the projects and it goes. And once these projects go, we have through Hush Media Networks a huge network of radio stations as well as magazines. And we just blast it out, boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, everything's on the charts. So these compilation projects allow artists to actually get featured on iTunes charts as well as Billboard charts. We don't guarantee everything, but at the end of the day, we've had a track record that pretty much secures it, and it looks great. It looks great on paper. It looks great online. It looks great for the artists.
Yes,
And
all
yeah,
around. Go ahead.
absolutely. The number one, what did we just do? We had Neo Rhythms.
Yes, yes.
I love that one. That one was a good one. And then we had a few others, but this hip hop chart, wow, it's been rough for the number one because I don't know if you know, but the deadline for the Grammys was what is really people are starting to rush their projects. They're starting to get a lot of different promotions going around. So
Hmm.
the competition is crazy.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not the norm. Oh yeah. So yeah, we had to kind of take a pause, but we're starting back up again this next month.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
And it was cool that you even said that because artists don't understand that the whole um there's certain times that you do have to drop things in order to be
Yes,
eligible for, and yeah, this is about the time for the Grammys. Um
absolutely.
uh
For the
yeah, for
deadline for
deadline,
to
exactly.
get it in
Yeah.
and accounted for.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Oh, what was it was something you said, and I wanted to ask. Um, but I'll go back to my other question. One
Hmm.
of the things artists, and I learned, working with you, Tiffany, was the whole, the timing of everything. I know we were trying to drop that compilation at the time, the one I was on, and at the
Hmm.
time, I believe we were talking about like November, December, or something.
Hmm.
And I remember you was like, no, the company said don't do it because it was Christmas time.
Yes, that's the
How
word.
Right, how Christmas music just is that you better have a Christmas song. If
Yeah,
it's best that you have a
absolutely.
Christmas song out of something during that time frame. Um, because that kind of that's the airwaves at that point is just all Christmas music. So I just found that real interesting how that wave of music has such a hold on people.
Yeah, it does.
You know,
And keep in mind, we are competing with compilations. So do you remember when you walked in, probably not anymore, but when you used to go into like a Walmart, or let's say like a Target, right? Best Buy, you would see those now, big word now.
Yeah.
Okay, now, this is whatever it is.
Yeah.
Those are compilations by the majors, Universal, Sony, you name it, Warner. So they still every single year promote those. And during Christmas time, that is when they're most prominent. So you have to think, if we're competing with the majors every year, how are we going to compete with Mariah Carey and Chris Brown and all the,
Yeah.
So it's during that time that we're just like, oh no, enjoy your time with the family. We're not doing so. Yeah, we're getting ready to approach that time right now.
Again,
so we're gonna,
exactly.
So we're gonna do September and October, and then we'll pause, and then we'll start back up. First of the year.
Oh, I'll definitely be ready for the first of the year. I'm excited.
Beautiful. I would love to feature you again.
Yes. Well, I think we've covered everything. I know there's plenty more we could talk about, but like I said, I didn't want to hold you up. I love the fact that you came on, and be on my little show. We're trying to grow it, but I love it. I want people to know that I know people, and that we bring them on, and that the information that we're sharing is worthy of them listening to and following, whatever, because if music is your thing, do it. You know what I'm saying? Do it with your all, but have the tools and the necessary things in order for you to be successful. And I believe the shared success blueprint is one of them that you guys need to get.
Hey, yes.
I'm gonna push that, man. I'm gonna push that for the rest of the year, man, for sure.
I love it. Thank you so much. It's all about sharing. I'm telling you, that's how you win.
Oh yes. So, where can everybody find you? How can they find you? With your little tags, whatever, your handles?
I try to make this as seamless as possible, but I wasn't able to, and I'm so bad at this with my clients. But on Instagram, I am Tiffany Gaines, and on Twitter, T Gaines Global, and Tiffany Gaines Official on Facebook. I'm all over the place.
Yes, you are.
Either way, just Tiffany Gaines, you'll find it.
Exactly.
Yes, indeed.
Going out, you got any last words you want to tell, upcoming artists or anything? What would you want to say?
Don't you quit. And remember your mentality. It has to be in the right perspective in terms of reality, right? Success is not at the highest of heights. Success is progress and consistent progress. So as long as you work on your baby steps, eventually you're going to look back and you're going to see that you are winning. And you're already great inside. You just need to remember that and unlock it. And that's it.
See, you got that down packed. I mean, that sounded wonderful, Tiffany. Oh my God, I gotta get that. I know it's the truth, but I gotta get it. And so everyone, it's your girl PJ. And what you need to do, see, I'm gonna work on that, Tiffany. And I'm gonna sound just like that. I'm just sounding like Tiffany.
Only Patty. PJ DAKOTA.
This is the Say What Show. My guest, lovely guest, Tiffany Gaines. Hope you guys loved what she had to say. Tiffany, again, thank you for being on my show. Love you. And I'll check you guys out later.
Love you too. Thank you for having me.
Yep.
All right,
Bye-bye.
take care.
Michigan impossible, parallel to incredible, physically untouchable, lyrically indestructible. Michigan impossible, parallel to incredible, physically untouchable, visibly